Okay. Okay. So, got a lot to talk about today. Talk about my YouTube as well. Two topics. Two in one. A lot of information going in to me today. Things I'm learning in the real world and also researching in my own time to correlate with what I'm discovering. Simple things. But it's nice to be reminded of these beautiful things. So, with that being said, first one, light and medicine and light to the eyes. Now, this what I've got to say may not be groundbreaking to people, and I hope it isn't to most of you, but it certainly is to me, and it keeps me invested in this in these fields of practicing these medicines. So to me, to all of us, we all know light is medicine, and we know that light to the eyes is the most important. We all know this. We all also should know that the more areas of skin you expose to light, the more healthier you're going to be, the more medicine you get into all areas of the skin. That's why nudism works. Nudism is not a freedom thing as much as a health thing. Yeah, maybe nudists don't know this actually. Us in the health community do, but maybe the nudists don't. They just do it for like a bit of freedom, but maybe, I don't know. But we do know light is the most important to the eyes. But why are eyes the most important? And why is it that eyes receive the most light medicine? Because that's what light is. Why do the eyes receive it the most in us? And why is that? Why? Wow, can't believe I never thought of this before. Look at the structure of the eye, and look at the structure of the skin. Think about your skin. We're surrounded by this of the skin layer, which is quite thick. It's quite thick, and it covers pretty much the whole body. And there's very few areas of the human body that are exposed without the skin cover. The skin covers on my head. The skin covers. There's a few holes. There's a hole in my ear to let the hearing to work. There's a hole here to let me eat. There's a hole up my bum to let the shit out. But there's very few places that don't have complete skin protection. And the one place that doesn't have skin protection as such is this. Because this eyeball is not made up of skin. Now, that doesn't look like skin to me. That looks like a fluid substance that is solid, but it's more comprised of fluid than solid. Think what happens when somebody tries to poke your eye. How sensitive it is. If someone tries to poke me here, it's quite hard. I've got a skull, it doesn't really hurt that much. Anywhere else on my skin, on my body. But if you poke this, it's gonna hurt. It's because it's sensitive. Because it's not made up of the skin, porous layers of the skin. And why is that? Because our Creator put it so that light, it's not to see as much, that it's made up like this, comprising this element. It's made up of this material, this soft, sensitive material, so that when the medicine comes in, the light hits it, it can hit it and penetrate more deeply into the human body via these two things. It can penetrate way more easily through this thing called the eye than it can through skin. However, having said that, of course sunlight has the power, even under clouds, of course light has the power to penetrate through skin. Infrared light can penetrate up to a level of 30 centimeters. Rest assured, that's the caveat, light can penetrate through the entire vessel, every single nook and cranny, a layer of your body, even if you're a fat person, I think. Especially a thin person, definitely. The light can penetrate anyway. But light does have a harder job, and it takes a little longer for light to penetrate the body, the skin layers and that's everywhere except the eyes. That penetration from the sun is in an instant. It's very quick penetration deep into the eyes through this fluid membrane. This eye is being an extension of the brain. As soon as it gets through, look at this, get this. So as soon as the sun hits, it penetrates deep into the eyes. There's a lot of things going on, a lot. So this is an extension of your brain. Right at the back of the eyes is blood vessels that link to your entire blood circulatory system. So when sun hits the eyes and penetrates at super quick time, it hits and penetrates into your blood vessels, into your blood circulatory system. Now the blood circulatory system from my arm is a little deeper, right? The sunlight getting to that's going to take a little longer. It's going to take a little longer. But nope, as soon as light hits the eyes, it goes through them, and then it hits into the blood vessels right at the back of the eyes, and now, boom, you've just got light medicine into your blood circulatory system. And that's the magic, that's one of the magic reasons why there's many, far too many for even me to talk about and know about in my little brain, but that's one of the reasons why the light medicine gets into the blood circulatory system, the blood vessels at the back of the eyes. Now, the brain is here as well. The eyes are extension of the brain. So any information, light information that's going to the back of the eyes is also going straight into the brain. So it's healing up the brain via the eyes. Now, this idea that it's getting into the blood circulation system kind of correlates with what we know about sunlight. So there's studies done, and I've read books on it that say that sunlight has the power to increase oxygenation of the red blood cells and increase oxygenation of the tissues. And I think the reason why is just because as soon as it hits the eyes, even if you're covered up like I am now, as soon as it hits the eyes, it gets into the blood. The sun medicine gets into the blood. It starts oxygenating the blood system more. There's more oxygen in your blood as soon as you go outside, and I don't even mean sun gazing here. I don't even mean looking at the sun closed eye sun gazing. I mean just as soon as you go outside, whatever angle, that light hits the eyes, gets into the blood vessels, and boom, now you've got increased oxygenation of your blood circulatory system, which leads to deeper breathing, which I've also talked about. As soon as you go outside, boom, in an instant you are deeper breathing. That's in an instant you are having deeper breaths. That's why, because the blood is the sun is increasing oxygenation of your blood, and more oxygen is getting into the blood cells. So the red blood cells are binding more, and also the tissue system. So it's powerful to think about the eyes. The eyes are what Descartes is called the seat of the soul, but the eyes to me are the medicine by which the sun works most of its magic. Even if you're nude and you're getting lots of sun on your skin and it's going into your body directly, and it penetrates deep, the primary way that sunlight heals, has been designed by our creator to heal, is through this sensitive, delicate thing called the eyes. Yeah, that's why it's protected. It's sensitive. People don't like being poked in it because it will fucking hurt. I've heard a story recently about a guy punching someone in the face and their eyes completely coming out of the sockets but being attached. I was like, that had a uncomfortable image in my mind of like weirdness to it, but that's why it's kind of encased in a protective zone. Look at it. It's hard to damage this area of the eye. It's hard to poke someone in it, isn't it? Because look, it's protected by nature because it's very sensitive. It's that important. Our creator put it as that important that he put protection for it. It had to be, the creator had to put it as a fluid system, not a skin. Had to design a way so that we could receive our medicine in a quicker fashion than through the skin, and that medicine is put through the eyes. So remember that eyes are not just for seeing, they're more like medicine for the human body. Now to go a little further, I said that the eyes go in, sun goes into the eyes and hits the blood vessels straight away. Now I think, and it makes sense based on history and ancients and what we kind of think as well, that as soon as we start going outside in the light and the light hits the back of the eyes, it also works to heal the entire organs of the body. So it's hitting the blood circulatory system, but it's doing a lot more than that. I think it's going directly into the organs of the body via the meridians and chi, prana, whatever you want to call it. So it's more than just entering the blood circulatory system, the medicine. It's entering your entire being. Your entire being and vessel is being penetrated by light medicine via the eyes. It gets in there, and look at it, just think of it going like, okay, now the light's going into my heart, now the light's going into my liver, now the light's going into my intestines, now the light's going into my ears, my brain, my feet, my arms, my legs, all that shit. Cool. That's all I want to say about light. Transition a little bit. Might put some people off if they watch on YouTube though. But transition onto copper. Copper, and I'm messing about with copper vessels, yeah? Very important mineral. And today, for the first time, I put it in aged urine syringe, enema. So I put my aged urine, which I normally put up my bum straight away, pure aged. I put this time in a copper vessel for 20 minutes, and then I put a copper infused aged urine enema, which I'd heard about other people doing. So I thought I'd give that a try. And I knew that the copper had infused in that 20 minutes, by the way. It only sat in there for 20 minutes, but it's aged urine, so it pools really quick. And I knew it pooled because I put it in the syringe and it turned green. My aged urine went green copper, right? And also this thing's still green now. It hasn't got. There's still green in my. So I know there's copper in there. This is legit copper. But I mean, in 20 minutes that I let it sit, it infused into it. So I was very excited to, for the first time, put some, not just aged urine, up my bum, up my colon, heal the liver, heal the intestines, but also infused with copper. That copper went into the colon, copper goes into the liver, and then it goes into the bloodstream. This is another thing I'm learning. When you do an enema, you think it just sits in the rectum. You are mistaken, especially if you invert the gut or sit down, lie down for a couple of minutes after. It doesn't just sit in the rectum. It goes to pretty much all areas of the colon. On top of that, it goes to the liver via the hepatic portal veins, which are surrounded in all areas of the colon, including the rectum, have hepatic portal veins, pathways basically to the liver. This is the reason why, is to get nutrients from the feces and water that's not bad back into the liver. So that's there. So when we do the urine or copper urine or whatever, aged urine up the bum, we are sending the medicine up to the liver as well. And then after it goes to the liver, some of it stays in the liver, doing its healing work. But then it goes into the bloodstream. So when you do a protocol like a copper infused aged urine enema, you're putting copper and aged urine, two amazing things, into the colon, into the liver, and into the bloodstream. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. How fucking cool is that? That is fucking cool. And before I came on here, I went to do some research on copper. I know very few things off the top of my head. I just know 100% it's good. It's promoted by Ayurveda. I messed about with it. I wear copper ring, copper bracelet 24/7. Seems to get me. So I'm going to literally read out some of the amazing things that copper does. And I highly recommend, outside of what I've just talked about, light medicine and aged urine enemas and shit, which I normally talk about, investing in copper bracelets, copper water jugs, as well as copper cups, and copper stuff. So if I talk a little bit about the benefits, you'll understand. This is geek shit, so don't know if you guys are going to be interested, but here we go. So first one, copper has antioxidant properties. Copper is an antioxidant, very powerful. Old age is one of the reasons for old age is definitely free radical buildup, and the way to eliminate free radical buildup is to flood your body with antioxidants. Antioxidants, it's a big buzzword, and it's fucking true. The grounding has lots of antioxidants. It makes me look really young. Aged urine has a fucking ridiculous amount of antioxidants, negative ions. Makes your skin look really young. Awesome for your hair and shit. Well, so does copper as a trace mineral. It's an antioxidant, so therefore copper is great to de-age us. Absolutely fucking amazing. Ayurveda had it right. That is why people use copper vessels now to put their water in. That is why people wear copper bracelets and copper rings. It's crazy. It's an antioxidant. And remember that. And if you want to go with all diseases are caused by free radicals, and to a certain extent that is true, then things like copper cure all diseases, or proper amounts of copper, right? You don't want too much either. But you won't get too much unless you go stupid with these things. So, yeah. That's one. It's an antioxidant. Oh, it's antibacterial also. Fights off the bad bacteria in your gut. Fights them off. So establishes healthy gut flora. So copper. Very good for us. Very good. It's antibacterial, antioxidant. What else? It's anti-inflammatory. That'll keep you young as well. Anti-inflammation. It's antiviral. Any viruses, copper will help you take care of that. True. For that reason, people say that it's very good for wound care. It's antibacterial, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. Great as a wound care. Hey, just as aged urine is. Cool. What did I do today? Aged urine, copper enema. Fucking sweet. See how these work, these protocols. You're snacking. Might try aged urine copper aged urine for topical application for wound healing. I think is completely legit. But I might try, I'm thinking this in my mind right now, I might try for putting on my face as well. Maybe some copper infused aged urine massaging instead of just aged urine massaging. So that's pretty cool. Obviously it's going to anti, I think copper, that's legit. Protects your cognitive function. Apparently the neurons in your brain, all of 100 billion of them or something, rely on copper as one of the main constituents of it. So when you're doing these protocols with copper infused stuff and copper bracelets, you're topping up on your cognitive function and ensuring diseases like Alzheimer's, dementia, you know, giving yourself the best chance to never have these kind of problems because people just don't take care of their health. Okay, supports bone density, improves, you know, it's going to prevent osteoporosis, promotes immune function. A big one, aids digestion. I'm not sure if I wrote down why it aids digestion here. There was a reason for. Okay, I haven't written down the reason, but that's very common. You'll see on when you type in the benefits of copper. All of them seem to say it aids digestion. So there's something very powerful going on there with digestion. Aids in production of melanin as well, which is fucking cool. That's the skin pigment we have. Gives you lots of energy. I can attest to that. Seems to have a lot of energy when I'm wearing a copper bracelet and copper. It's a lot of things I do, but definitely the copper's helping, giving you lots of energy. Boosts and supports thyroid function. Protecting my thyroid right now. Improves the blood circulation. What else? Enables the body to form red blood cells. Your body can't form red blood cells without copper. That's crazy. Helps maintain healthy bones, blood vessels. Helps to contributes to iron absorption as well. So there's something else I wrote as well. It's kind of important. Oh yeah, and necessary in terms of the energy boosting. Your ATP, which is your currency for energy, the mitochondria and ATP, that is pretty much the currency. It needs copper. So these kind of things, it's definitely to get on. It's definitely to focus with copper, to mess about with. It's something we can play with. You know, it's very cheap to buy these bracelets and rings. They're not expensive, $20, $30, and you get to wear them 24/7. And I even made a grounding kit with copper wire. And connect it to my copper bracelet when I need to do that or when I feel like doing that. So, Carl, you get them from Amazon or other places, but Amazon, type in copper bracelets, go for some deal ones. They're 100%. You want to make sure it's 100%, and magnetic ones as well. I'm wearing a magnetic one. That's an extra. You don't need to, but it's a very powerful. It's a powerful, subtle thing that's always working for you when you've got a copper bracelet, and you don't have to replace these things. You can just wear it and forget about it, and boom, your health's going to be upgraded. It's like you don't have to worry about doing something like drinking aged urine or all these stuff or doing enema. It's just always working for you, and we do need it because especially if we're not drinking tap water and all these nasty shit that we're not supposed to. You know, we need proper elements to replace the distilled water and the things that we're not drinking. So yeah, I can't think there's any other benefits I missed off, to be honest. No, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. Thanks for watching, and it's been good today. Focusing in the magic of the eyes. They're very special. Very special. So special, they're protected by membrane. The only soft fluid membrane of the body. That powerful. Your eyes are the windows to the soul. Descartes said, I think they're definitely the primary way of us receiving light, which is the ultimate medicine. That's the truth to me. So the eyes are very powerful and very important to take care of these things. Very important. And I could link in with why sun gazing is so powerful, by the way. It's the ultimate form of receiving light when you sun gaze. You know, as opposed to just walking around in light, which is still getting light in. Sun gaze with your eyes open. Closed eyes, sun gazing is good as well. But if you do it with your eyes open, that's just penetrating even deeper. Like, if that's possible, that's probably why we still feel so fucking high. And why we deep breathe very much more. The levels of deep breathing go up. So under cloud cover sun, we kind of deep breathe compared to indoors. Then in sunlight with no clouds, but we're not looking at the sun particularly, or maybe we've got the back to the sun, but no clouds, the level of deep breathing goes up, it slows down even more. And then when you sun gaze, the level slows down even more, and the deep breathing goes even to insane amounts. That's why the levels are there, I think, because you're just literally, when you sun gaze, you are looking at straight at the sun, and the medicine is going in super deep, super quick, and it's oxygenating your blood, your cells, your muscles, and your tissues, and dilating your blood vessels. Okay, on that note, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day.